Well, we're definitely getting closer to the deadline, but there does seem to be a huge distance between the positions of the major parties deciding exactly what this debt ceiling deal will look like. As you say, Joe Biden is on his way back to the United States. He's just landed in Anchorage in Alaska and will be soon returning to Washington, D.C. And the first order of the business is to add his personal weight and authority to these negotiations, which have badly faltered in recent days. The major issue is that the Republicans are demanding huge spending cuts in order for them to agree to raise the US debt ceiling. This is a limit on how much the United States government can borrow. They've effectively met that limit already, and we're told that June the 1st looks like being a hard deadline, and at that point the US might not have enough money to pay its debts, which would potentially be a catastrophic economic event. Joe Biden, though, before leaving the G7 event in Japan, had a few barbed comments for the Republicans and blamed them for why negotiations have stalled.
I've done my part. We put forward a proposal to cut spending by more than $1 trillion, on top of the nearly $3 trillion in deficit reduction that I previously proposed through the combination of spending cuts and new revenues. Now it's time for the other side to move from their extreme positions, because much of what they've already proposed is simply, quite frankly, unacceptable.
Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House of Representatives here in the United States, who's a Republican, has already responded to those comments. He says that Joe Biden is moving the goalpost by looking at raising revenue further. He says there needs to be substantial cuts to spending in order for the Republicans to support raising that debt limit.